Greetings and welcome back to J. Marie Speaks. My name is Jamila Hillary Harris. I am the owner of this podcast. I would like to thank you so much for being a listener, and I ask that you share this podcast. You can also join me on my YouTube page or my YouTube channel, which is J. Marie Live, and I also have created a public page now called it's titled J. Marie Speaks. So you all can follow that page, you can comment, we can connect, all of those great things. So again, thank you for tuning in. And if there are any topics that you want to hear about, please let me know. So tonight we are going to continue with season 3, episode 3 of the cycle of intimate relationships. And tonight we're going to discuss dating versus courting. All right. Before we get started, I want you to ask yourself, do you know the difference? I have asked various people, men, women, non-binary, transgender, everyone. I have even asked teenagers, and no one could truly tell me what dating meant versus courting. Well, I'll say a few, very few, maybe one or two. But it was very, very alarming because we are in a hypersexual society and people don't understand the basics. That's not good. So, to make sure that as my listeners, you understand exactly what I'm talking about tonight, I want to define dating, courting, and then is one that I made up, but it's called situationship because there's no real definition of what this is. When we say dating, many people get it confused with thinking that you are exclusively with one person. In Western society, unfortunately, it's not like that. If someone is dating you, unless if you're not already in an established relationship, you know, they are taking you out, doing things for you in the hopes to, get to know you so that they can make a decision of whether or not they want to court you. So, in this stage, in the dating stage, and I need y'all to really hear me out, don't make the mistake of having sex. Too many people have sex on the first date, and one person already knew what their intentions were, and it could be a woman too. I'm not just saying men, but usually people know what their intentions are from the very beginning. So, until you really, really get to know someone, keep your jewels to yourself. I don't want to continuously see people hand the keys to their life to a perfect stranger. And you may say, Jamila, what are you talking about? Well, I need you to think about something. If you're going on a date with an individual, if you don't know them, or even if you do know them, why would you have sex with them? Like, what was so good about what they did with you on that date that just made you exploit yourself? And you might say, girl, what are you talking about? I don't know. No. We're going to be real for a moment. In this hypersexual society, there's no value for your body, and your body is your temple. Now, I'm not going to sit up here and say I'm holier now, honey. I'm not even going to tell y'all that I'm a virgin because I'm not. I have 3 children. And as far as the thought of marriage, I ran. I have given back so many engagement rings, it's not even funny. But I was not trying to be stuck with somebody's problem, you know. So, with that being said, I had to, respectfully, I didn't do anything to hurt anybody, but I had to walk away from the relationship. But one of the things I can say as I grow closer to God, you know, I'm reading in the Bible, and, it's not always it's good, but it convicts you too. Because like in First Corinthians, the seventh chapter, I think it's verses 1 through 40, I think, or it could be. I'm not looking at it directly, but according to it looks like Apostle Paul in that in those scriptures, God would prefer us, as I stated before, to be single, serving Him, and untouched. Because basically, when you become married, you have to focus on, your family, your, obligations, so on and so forth, so you don't have as much time to devote to Him. And, growing up, and I stated this previously, I wasn't ever taught that. I never was shown these scriptures. I just stumbled upon them. And, I became empowered, but I also became convicted too, because God doesn't want us to fornicate, meaning have premarital sex. Because until we are married, technically our bodies belong to Him. So, with that being said, He's like, if you can't contain yourself, you know, from what the word is saying, if you can't contain yourself, there's two reasons why you get married. It's not what everybody's been taught. Everybody's like love and honor and commitment and all of that. It doesn't say that at all. And you can go fact check me and go read it. But it's only two reasons. One, if you can't contain yourself, meaning you just feel like you have to have sex. And the other one is to procreate, or meaning have children. Those are the only two reasons for marriage. Everything else was added on, I guess, over the years. But when you become married, basically you and your wife are yielding. If you're a man, you and your wife or whoever you marry, you're yielding to each other. And you no longer have control over your body because you belong to each other and you're supposed to walk as one unit. So we got to be very careful in the dating stage, because sometimes in that stage, when you have sex prematurely, you mix seasonal people with lifetime expectations. Let me say that again for the people in the back. You mix seasonal people with lifetime expectations because the sex was good. Oh, you in love. But ladies, let's be honest with the men. And men, I'm letting y'all know what's going on. Women use sex to get love. And ladies, men use love to get sex. So less in the dating phase, you getting to know people, but don't tell someone everything about you. You know, if they want to go that much more in detail and continue to see you in a romantic way, you need to establish what are you guys doing from the beginning. Um, I sometimes can get very blunt, and I know when I was dating, my my sentence was, "What are your intentions with me?" And then they'll have like this deer in the head like look in their face, and they say, and so I ask them, "Do you want to have a friendship, a relationship, or basically do you want to have sex?" And of course, as you know, people act like they're speechless and dumbfounded that you being a lady, you said that straight up. But me, my time is very precious. And so I'm asking interrogating questions within 72 hours. And I'm asking every question that I can possibly think of that may um, sway my thoughts of being in a long-term relationship with the individual, because I want to make a conscious decision and choice, because I made mistakes in the past by rushing into something too soon. And so I proceed some things with caution. And so depending on the person's mannerisms, how they talk, I let them get comfortable. Let them do all the things that they want to do, because I want that person to be free and in their element, because I don't want to meet the representative, although you still do. Because as I stated before, in the first year of your relationship, You are in a gestational period, just like you like a baby growing in its mother's womb. You're gonna do everything you can to nourish the relationship, and everything's gonna be fine. You're gonna be on cloud nine until you start getting into closer to year two. But back to topic with dating, this can be a very confusing era, meaning sometimes when people when they go ahead and prematurely have sex, one person thinks they're in a relationship. The other person is like, "No, we just had sex." And because no boundaries or there was no conversation had prior to the sex, there now you have complications. People are like, "I just let it go, this, that, and the other." No. You don't know what the mental state of the individual you had sex with is in. And unfortunately, people will hurt you for playing with their hearts and playing with their minds. Like, you have got to be careful out here. And I have a philosophy. It's just a thought, a theory, whatever you want to call it. But don't give the keys of your life to a stranger. Even if you think you know the person, you don't know the individual intimately, even if you know them for years. You need to ask serious questions. Find out the sexual history of the individual prior to you allowing them inside of your temple, because you are worthy. I need you guys to elevate your thoughts about yourself. It even tells you in God's word, love thy neighbor as thyself. You got to love you first. So love you enough to make that person value you for more than your vagina or your penis. And men, I'm talking to you too. You do not have the right to be out here and be community property. And then when a good woman comes your way, you all used up and broke down, she's got to take care of you and you have nothing else to give her. People are tired of that. And that's why so many women are not choosing to be married anymore. Because they don't want the crumbs from the table. They want the actual plate of food. So I need you guys to also do the work inside so that you have healthy, prosperous relationships with another healthy person. Because right now, broken people are finding whole people and they're breaking them and then they leave them broken. And I'm here to help break this cycle. Ladies, don't make the mistake of having sex. You will catch yourself in what I define as a situationship. You're like, what is a situationship? Well, let me explain. Situationship is exactly what I just talked about. You and a man going steady, or you and whoever's going steady, y'all on a regular basis. This person is taking up your time. Y'all are going out, spending some time, more romantic time, to the point where they wooing you or seducing you to the point where you no longer have your underwear on. Men, same thing with women. So then you have sex. Then you look at the person and you say, so where do we go from here? And that person tell you, I'm going home. And then they go home and then they ghost you. And then all of a sudden, a couple of days later, they call you. And now you got the love bombing effect going on and all of that stuff. You have an illegitimate relationship. It's not defined. And they may say something like, when we together, we together. But when we're not together, we're not together. They may take you around their family. They may do all kinds of things with you, just like in a relationship. But there's no commitment. And because there's no commitment, technically, if they mess with somebody else, it's not cheating. But be very careful with that. Everybody. Because one bad decision can give you a lifetime of regret. You sleep with the wrong person, you can catch AIDS, an unwanted pregnancy. Then people are like, you can just get an abortion. Do you know what it does to a woman mentally to have to get an abortion? Like she doesn't 100% just recover from that immediately. She goes through a mental process, even to the point of maybe hearing babies cry might haunt her like a ghost. It's not that simple. And then, yes, they have the Plan B pill and all this other stuff. But what is it doing to that woman's body? Man, don't be so selfish that you slip the condom off while y'all are having sex. Don't do that. Or have it where it's so rough that it bursts and then tell her it's her fault when she get pregnant. See, before anybody has sex, everybody needs to understand that a baby can come out of this situation. 1 + 1, in this case, equal 3. There's you, your partner, and then a baby. So I need y'all to understand that, and you better hope you don't get twins. All right. So with this situationship thing that I defined, don't tell me it's 6 months to a year and y'all still haven't defined your relationship, but you having sex with this person on a regular basis. Y'all calling and talking on the phone, doing all kinds of things. Let me tell you something. Don't let nobody play with your mind. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. You better tell them to go play in traffic, because this person is playing in your face and can bring you back something that you can't shake. So love yourself enough to walk away from someone that does not value you. So now let's switch gears. Let's talk about courting. Courting is just what it is. The whole point of courting is because you and that person have chosen each other, and y'all have decided to exclusively be with each other. You may not have 100% solidified like an engagement or anything, but the whole point of you courting an individual is because you as a man and she as a woman, or whoever you are together, have decided that you all want to be life partners. You all want to be husband and wife, or however you have your marriage assembly. But you have decided that y'all want to be committed with each other. In this stage, usually sex happens. Some people go to living with each other. I do not recommend you live with nobody prior to marriage, because you may break up. My grandma say, "Why buy the cow if you get the milk for free?" In this economy, sometimes you do have to get together. But the smart thing to do is allow him to be in his own place or wherever he's staying, and you be in yours. Y'all visit each other, so on and so forth. But both of you need to be whole individuals. Because a marriage is not, I see these things and people are like, oh, a marriage is 50-50. It's not always 50-50. Then somebody's like, well, I'm going to stay home. And then what happens if something happened to your husband? You're no longer going to be a stay-at-home mom. You're going to have to get a job. He's going to be home. And ladies, it's wrong if you switch up on a man. If you was a stay-at-home mom, he get hurt. He got to be with the kids. And then you be calling him less than and everything else. You don't want that man? Don't break him. Somebody else will take care of him. I promise you they will. Good men need to find good women. And if you out here like some of these other ones that want to be Miss Baddie and all this other stuff, baby, go ahead. Because I can tell y'all now, you better stop looking at the internet so much. It's called entertainment for a reason. But you need to start looking at the suicide rates of celebrities and start fact checking your own life. Stop coveting other things. Everything that you need and want is right there in your house. But getting back to courting, you have to establish from the very beginning, do you even want to get married? Ask those questions. I'm telling y'all, I only got 72 hours to give people. I'm a very, very busy woman. Ask every question you want to. But I do not recommend you letting somebody play with your mind past 72 hours. The reason being, one thing, the economy. Two, some of these men put on a facade like they got money and they don't. You put on a facade like you got money and you don't. And we need to all be real with each other. Be authentic. And don't have expectations of someone that you can't do for yourself. You can't provide for yourself. You can't expect someone to be loyal and you a cheater. Like, I need you guys to really, really think about these things. And before you get into a relationship, I need you to do the work to heal. Heal. Love thy neighbor as thyself. Learn to love you first. If you broken and got a bunch of drama going on in your life, you can be friends with somebody, but sit yourself down somewhere. You do not need to be in a relationship with anybody. Because you out here breaking people's hearts for what? You know, some people like, we don't worry about labels, this, that, and the other. You better worry about a label. You better have somebody put some respect on it. You better not let somebody devalue you. You don't think there's another man or another woman out here that won't treat you with the respect you trying to get from this idiot that's in front of you? Let's get it together, people. Let's get it together. Let's put ourselves in a position of power. Let's reclaim our power. But you got to first do the work and heal. And for those of you that have gotten yourself in a narcissistic relationship, the first step is to forgive yourself and make the decision to get the hell out. Yes, I said it just like that. Been there, done that. It's either you or that person, because one of y'all gonna end up dying. I'm telling you, depression is real. And you got to be careful. And if you are an empath and you're in a relationship with a narcissist, that is a match made in hell for the empath, but a match made in heaven for the narcissist. You want somebody to continuously beat you down every single day, tell you you're nothing, stay in there. And you have to be careful with this in the courting stage. Because you got somebody that is your representative acting like they gonna be your all in all. And the whole end game may just be to get your draws. And for y'all don't know what draws, I'm talking about your panties or your pants, any of those things. And I have a special message for single parents, both men and women. When you're out here dating, stop letting these people meet your children until you know that it is safe and you have done a background check. Listen to what I'm saying. A background check on these individuals before they are around your little ones. Do not let them in your house. Don't let them stay alone with your kids. Pedophiles are out here. People that's grooming your kids is out here. And if you get in a abusive situation, you may find yourself not believing your kids, not knowing what to do. That's what they want you to do. Make you feel guilty all the time that person may be messing with your child. Y'all, we need to do better. But parents that, I don't care if you have multiple kids, all this high value crap I keep hearing people talk about, this person is high value because they got this, that, and the other. Let me tell you something. Some of these people don't have kids because they can't have kids. Some of them can't have kids. They done had so many abortions, it ain't nothing left in there. Some of them have smoked so much weed and did so many drugs that they sterile, these men. I need y'all to not lower your standards of yourself because of someone else. You don't have to be the richest person in the world for you to be high value. High value is being of moral character. There are billionaires out here, and I'm sorry, I don't care how much money they got, they're trash to me. They're absolute garbage. The reason being is because if you can't respect humanity, treat people like they're like people. What value are you if you can't make a positive impact in this world? Some of you had money. Some of you were born into money. But I guarantee that some of that money that you was born into was blood money. Some poor person suffered. Their family suffered for your family to be there, or there may have been stuff taken away from them. In this courting stage, guys, I need y'all to Get to know these people, parents, before you let them around your kids. Y'all can say it, and what I'm getting ready to tell you. I ran a background check because I want to know who I'm dealing with. I want to make sure you married. I want to make sure you're not married. I want to make sure you're not crazy. No name changes, nothing. Because if I'm talking about giving you the keys to my body, I need to know who I'm dealing with. I don't need to find out later. I just don't. And neither should you. Whatever you need to do to protect your children, parents, do that. Being alone does not mean lonely. Have someone that's going to not just love you, but love your kids too. That supports you when it comes to you spending time with your children. But at the same time, being a parent, make sure you are emotionally available to date. Don't drag somebody along because and you can't figure out how to make time for your relationship. You can't devote 1 or 2 days a week at least to spend time with your significant other, even if it's 2 or 3 hours or whatever the case is, if y'all don't live together. Then why are you even in a relationship? You need to get your life together. You need to get your life together. But everyone, be careful out here. Don't let someone devalue your temple. Your body is your temple. And nobody has a right to come in unless you want them to. And if someone has violated you, your temple is still good. You still worthy. Because unless you give it away, baby, they can't take nothing from you. That situation, have him, forgive them, and move on. Let it go. Don't let them control your life. That's the power of forgiveness. But to sum this all up, dating, people may randomly talk to other people. Don't make this mistake in the dating stage of having sex with somebody. You're going to mess yourself up. That's not going to make them stay. That's going to make them use you and talk about you. And that may be with the person that they dealing with. When you courting someone, be careful in this stage too. Because sometimes because you have told someone that you want to be married and how you want them to treat you, they can turn it around and use it against you. And ladies, here's a warning. Guys that have been previously married, they know, and women too, men, they know exactly how to treat you. They treat you like the best thing ever. You be like, why? And because everything that they doing for you is what their spouse had told them to do for them. But they didn't do the work, and then the spouse left. So then they realize if I don't change, the same thing's gonna happen to me. Situationship. Stop having sex. When you ain't talking about that, we ain't got no labels, this, that, and the other. So you gonna let somebody play in your face? You better tell them to play in traffic, and tell them to put some respect on your name and on your value, because you are high value. You're high value because God qualified you. Forget what everybody else say. Forget what your situation look like. I need you to think that you the biggest and baddest going up out of there. Because if you don't think of yourself, think highly of if you don't think highly of yourself, you can't expect someone else to do so. And I need y'all to remember that. Stop letting people play in your face. Y'all just stop. Stop having sex on the first date. Value yourself more than that. Do you want your kids to have sex on the first date? If you can tell me that you are okay with your kids having sex on the first date, I said go for it. But you better know that when you have sex with somebody, you exchanging spirits. Whether you believe in good or evil, it believes in you. And whatever soul tie they have with other people, if they haven't broke those soul ties, whatever baggage they got plus those people's soul ties are going to connect itself to you. You may be a naturally happy person, then all of a sudden you feel yourself going down and feeling depressed. And you like, man, what happened? You got a soul tie. And some of those soul ties are not easy to shake. Especially if you've got somebody that is community property, meaning they sleep with anything and everything and will sleep with a hole in the wall if they had to. Be careful with the company that you keep. You lay down with dogs, you will get fleas. Men, be honest with women. If you've ever been with a man before, or if you plan to be with a man, or you down low, y'all, don't get in a relationship with a woman for the sake of your family. Be yourself. Be your authentic self. Ladies, if you know that a man is not what you truly want, be honest with yourself. Be honest with that person. Don't hurt someone when you truly know that's not who you want to be with. That's not right. And you wrong. And you need to hold yourself accountable. This is what I mean in the dating stage. We need to figure these things out real quick. We need to ask these real questions. If you are transgender and you no longer live as you are now a woman or you are now a man, that is fine. But you do need to disclose that information to your spouse or to your potential person so that they can make the decision for their life if they want to continue to have a relationship with you. I don't want you living in the dark. I don't want you pretending to be something that you're not. I want you to be happy. And that's everybody. Single parents, it doesn't matter if you're gay, straight, binary, non binary, however you choose to call yourself. At the end of the day, one thing for certain and two things for sure. I know God loves you just as you are. That's one thing I know. He may not like our ways, but He loves every last one of us. He loves us all. And that's something I can promise you that you could take that to the bank and cash it. But God hates sin. Whatever you consider sin or not, whatever your life is, some people lie, steal, cheat, whatever. The only sin that I know is unforgivable is blaspheming against the Holy Ghost. If there's anything other than that, I need to keep reading. But everything else is forgivable. I just want you to be your beautiful self. Y'all don't let nobody play in your face. Don't let them play in your face. Y'all, my listeners, I love you guys. Wherever you are in the world, if nobody told you I love you today, let me tell you, I love you. And I want to see you happy. I want you to be a positive impact in this world and a light. If you need some inspiration throughout the day or sometimes, because just letting y'all know, on Tuesdays, I've been doing the 10 Toes Down Reloaded Self-Empowerment Symposium. And so it's on my YouTube channel. And so, unfortunately, I'm usually very consistent with my podcast, but I've been traveling and I've been looking at development of other social media platforms. But just know I didn't forget about y'all. I love you guys. And I seen, I want to give a couple of shout outs to some international viewers that I'm going to let you know. I didn't know you guys were listening. And I want to tell you that I really, really do appreciate the support. My podcast is growing. It's free. I'm hoping you all, wherever you are, that you get something great out of this. That's the whole point of me doing it. It's not easy to always come on here and talk about your life, but if it means helping somebody, I'm all for it. So let's take a look and see who I have from international listeners. All right. Number 3, I have Belgium. Let me see what part of Belgium. Hold on. The country is Belgium. I'm trying to get my reports. So, Belgium special thank you out to you all. You are some of my biggest supporters, and I really do appreciate you. Um, it's not allowing me to move over. Oh, there it is. In Belgium, particularly, it is in the city of Brussels. So shout out to Brussels, Belgium. Hello, hello. Let me see who else I have international. All right, in the United Kingdom, shout out to Newcastle under Lyme. All right, from the Philippines. All right, let's see where we're looking at. I got to get my glasses. I believe it's pronounced Pasay in the Philippines. So shout out to you all. Germany, it doesn't tell me the city, but shout out to Germany. Let's see, do I have any other international listeners? All right. So I want to welcome my international listeners to my podcast. If there's anything that you want me to discuss, a series that you would like me to take on, I am open for it. If you go to Facebook, you can find J.Marie Marie Inc. I mean, not Inc. J.Marie Marie speaks. Also, if you go to my website, you will also see the workshops that I have listed, and just a couple of other things that I just love to do. Um, you know, I'm an entrepreneur, but I work a regular job, and the whole point of me doing this is simply because I love to help people and give back to the community. Letting you guys know that in the spring of next year, working on launching a tour. It's called No More Drama Tour 2024. So that is in progress to go to several different cities, come out and see my listeners, get new, new supporters. But the whole point is to unite various communities so that you all can be the change that you want to see in your communities, so that we can be like a lighthouse and guide people in the midst of the storms of life. I can't do it by myself, guys. I need you. For my international people, not I'm not able to come that far, but y'all are in my heart. And if it's anything that I can inspire you to be great, I want you to do that. And I want you to believe in yourself. I know there's a lot of things going on in Palestine and other places across the world, and my heart goes out to everyone. I hate war. I just, I wish that we could find a way that we all can live in peace because everyone deserves to live, you know. And I'm just thankful for any of you that my voice touches. If nobody told you I love you today, I love you because I love humanity, and I love to see everybody win and everybody grow. And that's why I do what I do. That's why I'm passionate about what I do, because I'm tired of seeing people hurt. Good people get hurt so bad and then they shut down. And some people commit suicide and just other things. And we're not going to do that anymore, guys. I need your help. Help me help people. Whatever you do, if you decide to start a podcast, you let me know. I'll support you and listen. But this is a global effort for us to all work together to shed light in this world. It's needed, guys. It's so needed. And everyone can make a difference from the smallest child to the oldest adult. Just simply care. But start by caring for yourself. Love you. Heal from all trauma that you have gone on. And that's not saying more trauma won't come. But you can get through it because you're strong enough to survive it. And you can bring others out too. And if you need a little help, go back to a couple of podcasts before. I'm in a couple of episodes before, and listen to Men in the Broken and 7 Steps to Healing. I guarantee it'll give you a purpose and a plan of how you can get out of that slump of depression. So that's my time, guys. This one, I haven't been on here in a while, so I wanted to make sure that I gave you an episode that was worth listening to. So, because I care about you, make sure when you're dating that it's defined. Don't let nobody play in your face. Tell them to go play in traffic. They say, who told you that? Tell them Jamela told you that. Tell them to go play in traffic because they're not going to play with my listeners. Okay? All right? Because we empowered to what? be great, and be impactful in this world. And I need y'all healthy and happy and in a good mindset because all of you are high value. All of you are purpose. And the reason is because God qualified you. And y'all better remember that. Whether you believe in God or not, He believes in you, okay? So y'all have a great evening and tune in next time. Tune in next time for episode 4, season 3. All right, and like I said, check me out on J Marie Live, and also I have J. Marie Speaks website, and we can connect there too. Everyone be blessed and take care.